Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So, I'm on my way home from work. I'm almost home actually, but I just wanted to make this quick video as to, wanted to title this video, why aren't we allowed to criticize America? So, America has a lot of flaws. We're trillions of dollars in debt. We have illegals coming in through our border by the millions. You know, everything from, you know, Ukrainians to Venezuelan people, which I have no problem with any. I'm not racist by any stretch of the imagination. But we can't, we can't just let people come through the border illegally. We're paying for these people with our taxes more and more every single year. I mean, just look what happened even not that long ago with New York, with the Venezuelan people being housed in, you know, the hotels, the 5-star hotels. I mean, they trashed the place. They absolutely trashed the place. And a lot of them there are not willing to work. They want free handouts. They want free things. And it just doesn't fly like that. And, you know, it really bothers me when people who don't know anything about this country, you know, will come here illegally, and then, you know, they're getting all these handouts. Like, they're getting cars, they're getting money, they're getting a place to stay. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, we're getting shafted, the Americans, the people who are hard, everyday working Americans, we're getting shafted more and more. And there's nothing we can do about it. And I mean, that's a whole that I could get into the veterans, especially how we treat the veterans in this country. I mean, you want to talk about the people who get it worse in this country. The veterans are the ones that are just completely forgotten, which is the saddest thing, because they're the ones that fought for this country. And this is how we treat them, dying out in the street. But, you know, I mean, we haven't, what other things should I go on about America besides everything? This is just going to be a rant video, by the way, but, you know, we have an incompetent president, a completely incompetent president, who should be in a nursing home. He really should be. He has dementia. He's too old to be president. It's another old, out-of-touch white guy. I mean, when is it going to come the day where we get somebody younger? You know, he may not be, again, he may not have a lot of experience in politics, but again, if we keep going the way we're going and keep getting these older people who are out of touch and know nothing about them, they don't know nothing about the younger generation. They don't know nothing about how, you know, about how the economy is, and they make all these bad decisions like we have now with Joe Biden. It's just gotten to the point where, you know, I can't even believe I'm thinking about moving out of the country, but I am, because I don't see how I can have any future here. You know, there's nothing. Our taxes don't go towards anything. They're not fixing the roads. They're not going towards any kind of health care for the citizen, for us. We're not getting any kind of reduced education. Maybe it shouldn't be all free. You know, I can understand that. You still have to pay, but at least that, you know, our taxes should at least be going to a little bit of education. I mean, like, if we could get more people educated via better distribution of our taxes, just imagine how, you know, how much more, you know, how not only how much more educated people would be, but also, you know, just imagine how the crime rates would be. I mean, the crime rates would go down. People would not have to steal as much. People would be, you know, if people had the funds, the means to get a better education, get into a better paying job, higher salary, we wouldn't be seeing all this stealing from, especially, you know, there wouldn't be any lower tier neighborhoods. There wouldn't be so many on Section 8 housing. We have all these issues that are fixable, and it's the government that doesn't want to distribute the funds evenly to where they should be going. They're pissing away all our money. We're sending more money to Ukraine, more money to Gaza. We got to help everybody else before we help ourselves. And I'm just sick of it. Like, I'm not that old, okay? But I remember, you know, when, you know, back in elementary school, when I could go to, you know, before I really knew anything about the world, but I'm, you know, I have a very good memory. I remember where I could go to the soda machine, or I could go to a vending machine, get a bottle of water for 25 cents, get a soda for 50 cents, get, you know, it just really depended. But I'm old enough to remember being able to afford things. Now you can't afford things anymore. I can barely afford food, and now at work, greed it really is ruining everything. The government's misspending our money. We have so many problems. We don't have any more money to spend. They just keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing our money. And inflation has gotten so out of control that nothing is affordable anymore. I mean, we got $4.30 a gallon gas by my house right now. Food is just out of control. I went to the grocery store the other day, and the same package of meat I'm trying to buy is $2-3 more within 2-3 weeks. I mean, the only thing I'm buying is milk, oatmeal, which I have every single day, some fruits, vegetables, brown beef, chicken, and that's really about it. Like, I'm not buying anything that's of substance, but we have just, everything has just gotten so out of control between rent, gas, especially rent. I mean, Jesus Christ. How is anybody supposed to afford $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $1,800 1 to 2 bedroom apartments? I mean, they're not. Unless you're making 6 figures, you're not affording that. I'm sorry. Like, you have to live with roommates, like I'm doing. Like, today is the day I'm moving in, by the way, with my roommate in Round Lake. And while he's a great guy and everything, and I'm going to be living with less people, I would surely love to have my own apartment. I'm 31 years old, and my job is not paying enough to really have my own apartment without, unless I want to spend, unless I want to live basically check to check, I can do that. But my job isn't really paying enough to have my own apartment right now. And I'd like to be saving some money. So, and I never thought I'd say this again, but like, I'd like to get out of this country. I'm really trying to bust ass right now, work as hard as I can, figure out, as many ways as I can to get income so I can move out of this country, because this life is too short to, just to work your life away. And, what was once a great country has now turned into, I mean, dare I say it, we're getting close to a third world country here, and I mean, yes, obviously, I mean, we're still technically a first world country, but the money is just not buying anything here. I mean, it's almost like it's better to, I mean, I hate to say this, but it's better to just move somewhere else where it's cheaper, another country, unfortunately, and bring the money from here to over there, because it's worth more, because the money is just not buying anything in here anymore. People are not able to pay for rent. People are not able to pay for food. People are not able to pay for housing. People certainly can't buy houses. I mean, people are not able to buy cars, gas, like anything of significance. People are not able to buy, and we are just working ourselves to death every single day. I just feel like my body is just hurting. It's breaking down, and I just don't even know why I'm going to work anymore. I really don't. And the only way to get out of poverty, it seems, in this country is the only way to have anything. Okay, the only way to have anything of significance in this country is if you either, 1, have a lot of money, or 2, you get yourself into debt. And unfortunately, most people are going to go with number 2. Why? Because unless you won the wealth lottery, like Millennial Steam says, you're not getting that new car. You're not getting into a good school. You're not going to have any of that, because it's not how it works. There are no really good paying jobs, unless for people, again, and this goes back to my previous video, you need to have a lot of education, number 1. You need to have a lot of experience, and the most important, dare I say, you need to have a lot of connections. You need to know the right people, because you don't know the right people, they're not going to just hire any Joe Blow Smo just because they have, the education and the work experience. It's just not how it is in the real world. It's not how it is anymore. And if things continue like this, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more homeless people, not just in California, not just in New York, but everywhere across the globe. We're going to be seeing a lot more of it. I mean, the government's trying to hide it. The city's trying to clean up the homeless problem. They're trying to make it seem like it's not as bad as it is. But, we're pretty soon, it's going to be so bad to gonna get to the point where nobody's gonna be able to hide it, and we're gonna really see what America looks like within the next 5 or 10 years if this continues. But I gotta end this video. I gotta start moving my stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below, like and share this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. And that was the end of my rant. Until next time, guys, it's been Deconstructing Narcissism. I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.